Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving these SUVs. Well, both of them get connected car features. Both of them were launched in 2019, but which is the one you should be buying? Well, just click on the pop-out banner on the top right to find out, because I have done a complete and detailed comparison between both these SUVs. All you have to do now is, well, nothing, wait, because let's get the Hector out of the way and let's start vlogging with the Kia Seltos. Now with the Hector out, because it being a human thing, it needs its own space and privacy. Here we are just with the Seltos. Straight away we are going to open the engine bay of this vehicle. Now this happens to be the diesel manual CRDI 16V. Looks so much like a Hyundai car. Anyways, insulation is right there as well. Engine bay is big enough, but the attention to detail in terms of design is mind-boggling. Just look at the car. Doesn't it look absolutely mind-bogglingly striking? Yes, up front we get the tiger nose grille, which obviously looks beautiful. It gets the gloss black finish. In variants which get a front parking camera, the camera is placed somewhere here. Meanwhile, it gets the chrome surround, lot of chrome on this car, but it gets this diamond knurled finishing. Just look at this finishing. This looks so beautiful indeed, mind-boggling again. Now, that's not all. The car gets a lot of attention to detail in terms of design. All LED lights, they look beautiful indeed. Okay, they call it the jewel effect lights, and multi-layer indicators. As you can see that there are 4 indicators inside and 3 lines as well. So much effort on an indicator. Wow. And of course the LED DRLs, they are beautiful. Look at the DRLs. That's not all. The DRLs extend all the way to the center. So at night the car looks absolutely scintillating. You can't miss this car for anything else on the road because of these LEDs. They just extend all the way to the center from both the sides. Really nice and beautiful as well. The bumper is also very aggressive, but I love these ice cube LED fog lights. Now low variants obviously get halogens, and even low variants do not get fog lights at all. Meanwhile, you get front parking sensors. Of course, this car is actually longer and wider than the Hyundai Creta. However, it's not as tall as the Creta. It's slightly shorter, but hey, who cares? Coming to the side, you realize that when you compare to the Hector and all, this car is actually not that long because it's around 4.3 meters in length. And some of the elements might remind you of the Volvo XC40, especially the one here. So, you know, it merges like this, seams pinched, chrome line running on the window as well, below the window actually. You get roof rails, you get a shark fin antenna, and this finishing is also very nice indeed. So from the side, as you can see, the Kia Seltos definitely looks nice and striking. The ground clearance happens to be 190 mm. You get body cladding, obviously, to reduce the visual bulk. So they've actually put a lot of effort in terms of design of this vehicle. Now coming to the wheels on this car happens to be the Tech line. So it doesn't get such adventurous wheels, but still they look good enough. 215/60/17 is the tire size on this vehicle. Meanwhile, low variants have smaller size tires, 16 inches as well. And the GT line gets different sort of wheels along with red colored brake calipers as well, but only at the front, not at the rear. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Should have given it at the rear as well. You get a rear disc. In fact, almost all variants of the Seltos get rear discs, but the lower variants do not. In the petrol specifically speaking, chrome door handles, they also look really very nice. Coming to the rear, again you get these multi-layer LEDs, beautiful lights, and this chrome treatment which extends to join both the lights. That's also very nicely done indeed. And there are the reflectors. So, you know, the whole treatment in terms of design is beautiful. This is the reverse light on both the sides, but it doesn't get a rear fog light. Again, they've used a lot of black. Lower half of the bumper is finished in black. Actually, the bumper itself is finished in black to reduce the visual bulk and also to cut costs. But you get these fake exhaust, which will remind you of Mercedes cars. However, the real exhaust happens to be somewhere here. Yeah, that is the real exhaust of the vehicle. Meanwhile, rear parking sensors, it gets front parking sensors as well, and artificial skate plate both at the rear as well as at the front. Now from the side, obviously the design looks nice because it looks very balanced, and you get chrome door handles, but there's no request sensor on the co-passenger side, something which the Hyundai group loves to do. It's not there on most of the Hyundai cars. Actually, none of the Hyundai cars get it either, I believe. But you know, most Maruti cars actually get a request sensor on both the sides, which is a nice touch. Kia written there. You see the treatment is beautiful of the body, and it also gets indicators on the side view mirrors, which again is a nice touch indeed. So you're done circling around the car continuously. There's so much to talk about the design of the vehicle. Let's quickly open the boot. Now the boot isn't that big. It happens to be a 433 liters boot, and there is the central speaker of the car. Meanwhile, below here there is a space saver spare wheel, which isn't an alloy. 205/65/16 is the size of this tire. There's a light placement right there, and this happens to be the toolkit. Nice big parcel shelf as well. Closing this and getting into the rear seat, let me tell you straight away that the seat can be adjusted. Yes, that's right, it can be adjusted. Firstly, it's a 60-40 split seat, so you can increase the boot carrying capacity. Meanwhile, this is actually how the seat is, and you can recline it by 6 degrees to improve the comfort on offer. Door pockets are large enough, and they're so large that you can easily keep a 1-liter bottle here as well. And the finishing is nice. I love the treatment on the speakers. Can you see the cuts and creases? They're also really very nice. Now I need to show you something important, which means that I have to push this seat all the way ahead, and there it is. It gets an amplifier. Yeah, there is where the amplifier is, right below the front co-passenger seat. And I know you guys are looking at the carpet, which is also pretty nice in this car. What we should do now is put the seat back again, and there, aligned with my seat position, so that we can check the rear seat space. But the door pockets are big enough at the front as well. The glove box is decent size. It's 7.8 liters, but it's not really big enough. It doesn't get the cooling function. Yeah, it's not a cool glove box. There's no light inside either. Build quality feels nice. And when you sit at the rear, you realize there's good amount of space on offer. Yeah, there is decent amount, actually not good amount of space. When you compare to the Hector, definitely not good amount, but better than the Creta, so I would say it's a good amount of space on offer. Scooped out seat back, magazine holders, floor is almost flat. It's wide enough for 3 people. In fact, Kia knows 3 people can sit inside here. That's why they have given it a center headrest as well. Meanwhile, there's a center armrest along with 2 cup holders too. Isofix child seat mounts. Love the treatment on the seats as well. Seats are quite comfortable, although they're not big enough at the rear. Especially under thigh support isn't that great here. Could have been better for sure. And overall legroom and kneeroom could have been better as well. But then I'm comparing it with the Hector, which is just massive in terms of size. You get sun blinds at the rear. Yeah, manually adjustable sun blinds at the rear. Glass area is decent as well. There's a hook, there's a handle, there's just a handle, no hook here. There are bright lights in the center as well. Now this car gets a smart pure air purifier with 3 fragrances, and the display is shown here as well. Smart pure air AQI, it's showing the AQI right now, air quality index. Rear AC vents, there's storage space here below the rear AC vents, and there's a USB charging socket here as well. So as you can see, the rear is quite comfortable. Quarter glass brings in more light as well. But overall, it's really the front seat which is going to excite you, because there are plenty of features on offer. Yeah, there are certain things which Kia has actually not offered in the vehicle. Firstly, in the night when you come close to the vehicle, not in the night, anytime you come close to the vehicle with the key in your pocket and the car is locked, the mirrors will open automatically. Okay. Now request sensor is here on the driver's side, so passive entry is there. There's the push button start. This is the headlight leveler. This is to increase or decrease the intensity of the instrument cluster, and the 2 buttons here in the GT line, that is, one is for the traction control and the other is for the heads up display. Actually either of those buttons. Anyways, door pockets are large enough. Like I told you, these are the controls for the outside rear view mirror. This is to lock or unlock the vehicle. These are the power window controls, and overall build quality of the car is really nice, but lot of hard plastics, especially on the lower half of the dashboard and on the top as well. So plenty of hard plastics. That's where Kia has actually cut costs. 8-way adjustable powered driver's seat. The co-driver does not get a powered driver's seat. Instead, it's manual adjustment there. But the seats are decent size, and overall comfort is also great because bolstering is good, especially on the sides. There's a dead pedal right there. This is for the fuse box as well as the OBD port. Yeah, we'll just shut this right now. And the steering is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. Now, when you get inside, it's an easy climb inside. Seltos is not written here on the side, which is written on the GT line variants. Meanwhile, the GT line also gets red accents at the front as well as the rear. That's not all. The GT line also gets sportier alloy wheels along with an all black cabin with red inserts. Yeah, red stitching on the seats as well as on the gear lever, and it just looks really nice. So this being Seltos HTX Plus, the tech line, it doesn't get those sporty treatments, and it misses out on certain features which I'm going to talk about right away. Well, the tech line does not get a 360-degree parking camera, it doesn't get blind spot monitor, it doesn't get side airbags as well. Yeah, that is right. It only gets 2 airbags, no airbags on the side on this car, which is very disappointing indeed, because the diesel manual is not available in GT line spec. Other features missing in the tech line happens to be a 8-inch heads-up display, which is not there in this car, and that also shows you navigation data along with speed. The automatics in the GT line also get traction control system, vehicle stability management, along with driving modes, placed somewhere here, along with traction modes as well. There are 3 traction modes on offer. So a lot of things missing in the tech line variant, unfortunately, including rain sensing wipers. This car does get automatic headlights. Now this gets a flat bottom steering wheel, which Kia likes to call as the D-cut steering wheel, and obviously it has the mandatory car name written in the cabin just in case you know which car you're driving. It says Seltos right there. Steering wheel, like I told you, is adjustable both for reach as well as rake. You get a rear wiper washer. These are the controls for the headlights. It gets automatic headlights. These are the controls for the wipers. The wipers work really well. Lot of spray on offer as well. The dashboard looks really nice, other than the fact that there are a lot of hard plastics, but they have put this soft touch in the center, which looks really nice. And the center console gets this piano black, or rather gloss black finishing as well. Now this thing is joined with the instrument cluster, so sort of a one-piece look, which actually looks nice. It's there on Mercedes cars, but this one is not that sophisticated. But Hyundai Group has ordered a lot of these panels because the Grand i10 Neos also gets something similar. Anyways, the steering looks really nice, right? These are the controls for the cruise control. These are the controls for that 7-inch color TFT display, multi-information, amazing to look at. There's the compass right now, which I'm seeing, not the Jeep one. Here is the tire pressure monitoring system, and this is the accumulated information. Like, it will tell you how much kilometers you've driven, what is the real-time mileage, how much time you spent in the car. So you can browse through this. That is, this one is for today. I've driven 8.1 kilometers and a mileage of 9.2 kilometers per liter. Well, the car has been on for a long time, otherwise the fuel economy is way better, and this is real-time fuel economy as well. So you can browse through these things. Here there's a digital speedometer, and on the left there is a gear position suggestion. Okay, it doesn't tell you which gear you are in, it will tell you which gear you should be in. Meanwhile, this is the tachometer, and there happens to be a engine temperature meter. On the right you get a speedometer along with the fuel meter. Telltale lights are placed all over the place, and the range meter is always shown. The distance to empty is always there on the top. Temperature meter on the bottom left, and on the bottom right is the odometer. Now, there is a lot of trickery here because this does not get a heads-up display. It actually shows the navigation data right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to navigate to a place right now. Before that, let me just show you this smart pure air. As you can see, it's in function right now. You can increase the speed as well, and it becomes very noisy. Yeah, it actually, throws air from here, becomes quite noisy, but it has this perfume which actually works well. So I'm going to just turn this off right now. It's turned off. Here, let's try and navigate. So it gets satellite navigation. It's a beautiful navigation system. So what are we going to do? We are going to search for Budh International Circuit. Okay, Budh International. Come on, give me the suggestion. So let's search. Yeah, Budh International School is telling. Who cares? Just navigate somewhere or the other. Start guidance. Now, once the guidance has started,
start route guidance.
Okay, it's
in 500 meters, turn right.
Now, this system is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. Okay, you know why? First and foremost, I can see information right there as well. So it's telling me where I have to turn right, and I can see what is the overall distance I will travel and how many kilometers and how much time I'm going to take to reach there. So all this comes right in the instrument cluster, which is beautiful, right? But this screen splits into 3. Okay, when you're coming to a turn, it will exactly tell you what turn you need to take, where you need to take it. It's so freaking beautiful and really well done, Kia. Absolutely stunning. So we are just going to shut this route right now. Cancel route. Now this screen happens to be a 10.25-inch screen. Low variants get an 8-inch. Even low variants get a 2-inch system. But the screen is really very nice in terms of usability, in terms of ease of use. Specifically talking, it's a split screen, so it's showing the navigation data right there. And there's so many things on offer. There's a compass telling you your latitude, longitude, altitude, but the menus are so easy to operate. So if I get into the menu, I can get into sound mode. Now this car has ambient lighting, which I believe only happens to be this red stripe here above the glove box. That seems to be the only place where the ambient light works, along with the fact that there's only one red color, but there is mood lighting which works here as well as here. And there are multiple colors on offer. So when party time, it shows you 3 colors. I think one is yellow, other is blue, and another is purple. So you can decide how you want the sound mood lamp to be. So party time, hey, you're traveling, romance, midnight city, cafe. There should be one for beans as well. And when you turn on this with music, it will actually groove according to the music tones. You can have a glow one only, but when you have a color theme, the colors keep changing. In glow one, as you can see, there are around 8 colors on offer, and this is very nicely done. This mood lamp thing is really sweet. So coming back to the screen, all right, you can see driving information. It will give you a lot of driving information. How was your speed distribution, acceleration, deceleration, and how much time did you idle the car and whatnot. That's again sweetly done. But this star button can be assigned to whatever you like. I've assigned it to the air purifier right now. Meanwhile, coming back, as you can see, all menus beautifully done, really slick to use. You have so many things on offer. Getting into maps as well, the maps are really very nice indeed. Now the only problem here, which specifically people sitting here will face, is the fact that there's no physical control for the volume control. For the driver, this is the control for the volume. Again, you see the quality of switches is really nice. This is to pick up a call, this is to decline a call, this is to increase or decrease the volume, this is to go forward and behind in a track, this is to get into the mode, and this is for the voice commands. So again, beautifully done system, love it. Meanwhile, let's play the horn once. Horn is nice, but it's not that boomy. Anyways, here is a sunglass holder. There is a mirror. There is no light here, cost cutting. There is no mirror, there is no light here, but there is a toll receipt holder. Again, cost cutting. Nice and bright lights. This is the sunroof, so let's open it like a human being. Yeah, but it's not a human thing because not a big enough sunroof. Yeah, it's actually a very small sunroof in that sense. Press it once again to open it further. Not really a big sunroof, which is a little disappointing at this price point. I wanted a bigger sunroof for sure. There's a handle to hold on to on this side. The seat belts get height adjust as well. Of course, there is a climate control air conditioning with separate controls for the same, which is actually very nice, because if you have all the controls here, like in the MG Hector, you can freeze to death, especially in the cold environment, because the air conditioning is working on full blast. Unless and until the screen does not load, you cannot change the temperature at all. There's a wireless charging pad here with a cooling function. So place your phone there, and there the charging starts. You can see the light has started to blink. Now this is nice, but it is out of your sight, so you can't really see it. Anyways, there's space to keep stuff here. There's a 12-volt charging socket, there's a USB slot, and there's another USB slot. One obviously connects to the car. These are the controls for the ventilated seats. So both the front seats get the ventilated function, and this is to get into the camera view. This happens to be the driver rear view monitor, which will not turn on right now unless and until I'm in gear. So this is for the parking sensors. Like I told you, it's got front and rear parking sensors. The handbrake is closer to the driver, and there are twin cup holders right there. Below the front center armrest, there's storage space, but this is not cooled, and there are no plugs inside either. So as you can see, the car is practical, has a ton of features. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror. This is the button for emergency, to request help. Then this is for towing, and this is for the UVO. UVO is actually your voice, which was actually a Microsoft system. Press this button and it says UVO activation required. So UVO has not been activated on this particular car, otherwise I would have given you a demo of that as well. Now, there are 37 connected car features with UVO, including live tracking, geofencing. You can remotely turn on and off the vehicle and turn on the air conditioning as well to just cool the car or warm the car depending on the climate, but that is only available for the automatic, because if you leave it in gear, the car cannot turn on. So they've not enabled that feature for manual cars at all. All right, what we're going to do is we are going to connect a phone quickly, and this is going to be something known as phone projection. Yeah, that's right, they call it phone projection. I don't know why they call it phone projection. Just call it Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connectivity, because it has both of them. So let's firstly get into reverse to show you the reverse parking camera. That is a reverse parking camera. It gets adaptive guidelines as well, and it's got multiple views, including a top view, which also gets adaptive guidelines. Beautifully done camera. Let's connect it. So here's something known as phone projection. When you click on it, it says please connect a phone that supports Android Auto or Apple CarPlay via USB cable. So here we are connected right now and reading USB device. 3, 2, okay, now you press this and there, okay, it's gone into maps. So you come out of the maps. Beautiful, like really nice quality. I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're going to play an audio right away because I need to show you something. So here the audio is playing. There's the volume. Now just notice one thing. I'm playing the audio and I'm going to press on this camera button, which means I have to put the handbrake down. Okay, now once I put the handbrake down, the function works. This is the rear view driver monitor, which is there in Hyundai cars as well. Did you notice something? As soon as I press the driver rear view monitor, it actually dulls the audio. Yeah, that's right, it dulls the audio, unfortunately. So because of the audio dulling, I don't want to use this monitor because I want to listen to loud music, right? So that is one small issue which I noticed. Another smaller issue which I noticed is when your phone is connected via Bluetooth to the car, sometimes the timestamp shown on the car does not match with the timestamp shown on the phone. So the song might just have played 4 minutes, but it shows 30 seconds or vice versa. That's there with some phones. I think specifically with Android devices, probably with OnePlus phones. Anyways, it gets a 400-watt Bose audio system. Beautiful. In fact, even the speakers and the tweeters have this amazing cuts and creases, which looks really very nice. And guess what? This gets an 8 speaker system, out of which 2 are tweeters, 4 are speakers, 1 is the central speaker and 1 is an amplifier below. That's how it comes to 8 speakers. Anyways, let's play an audio to test the audio of this car, which means that I will play a song which all of you expected me to play any which ways. Here we go. How lame, Faisal. Anyways, now what we do is, okay, firstly, I always search for physical buttons. That's my problem. I need to turn this off. Now we have the buttons. Actually, Apple CarPlay is connected. We need to get out of this Apple CarPlay, which means we just press this Kia button and back we are in the normal system. Now, what I really love about this car is the fact that this screen, this whole system is so easy, it's so simple, it's so nice. I mean, even if I want to go to vehicle and change various parameters like driver assistance, how much do I want the volume to be? Low, medium, high. Super easy. Okay, how I want the lights to be. Cannot operate while driving, please try again. So once you pull the handbrake, the car thinks that you're not driving anymore. Alright, you can decide how you want the indicator flasher to be. You want it off 3, 5 or 7 times. Alright, headlight timeout, which is basically follow me home headlights for 15 seconds. And when you want the doors to lock, unlock, like so much information here, which is great. Alright, and you know, this is welcome mirror which I was talking about. When you approach the car, the mirrors will actually open without even you pressing any button. And you know, you can decide if you want automatic ventilation to happen when the temperature drops to a certain extent. The car will automatically turn out outside recirculation and get air from outside to inside. That's not all. When you're using washer fluid, if you've ticked on this button, it will automatically turn on internal recirculation to prevent washer fluid scent coming inside the cabin. That is the level of attention to detail in this vehicle. Absolutely staggering indeed. All right, so I mean, all the controls are here beautifully done, really nice, really slick and very precise as well. The car also gets a solar glass with 270-degree. Basically, it is a UV cut glass, yeah, front glass as well as the side windows, rather the front windscreen and the side windows, to reduce UV rays entering inside the cabin. So they've thought a lot while designing this car, which is commendable indeed. Now you can press a button right there to close the outside rear view mirrors or open them as well. Certainly overall ambience and features are amazing inside this vehicle. Alright, it's night time, which means now I'm going to be showing you the lights of the car. As you can see, the lights are really nice. The throw is also amazing, but it does not get a projector setup. This is a complete LED setup. Meanwhile, the Hector gets projector LEDs, and I was telling you about this. Very striking. Looks beautiful at night indeed. Lights are bright, and you know, they actually call a lot of different terms for these lights. So like the LED DRLs are known as the heartbeat LED DRLs, and this is the crown jewel headlight. Meanwhile, when you go back, the tail lights too have a heartbeat LED, and yeah, they are nice and bright as well. So a lot of attention to detail. In fact, I think we should turn on the indicators as well, because they are also really lit on this vehicle. So the rear indicators aren't that dramatic as such, yeah, a little smallish, but the front ones are wow. I mean, so much attention on the lights is absolutely crazy. Look at that number of lines, absolutely staggering. What a beautiful light. In fact, I think the lights only make this car sell so much because they attract a lot of attention. Now obviously lights inside are also very bright lights. Meanwhile, cost cutting is here and there, which I want to talk about. But before that, let me show you how well done this is. It will tell you exactly which door is open, and it just doesn't show which door is open, it shows you opening the door as well. Can you see that? Yeah, exactly which door is open is shown here in the instrument cluster center. We're going to open the left side door now. That is very nicely done indeed. But you know, there are no backlit switches. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Cost cutting has been done there. So no backlit switches for the power window controls. Meanwhile, let me show you the mode lighting, which means playing an audio right away. Here you go. Can you see that? So right now it is on party mode, and party time rather. So I can change this to say, hey yo, and this changes. So I'm going to keep changing this to the various ones. Now we're going to traveling. As you see, the difference between the way the sound mood lamp works is absolutely staggering. Same way with Midnight City and you know, Cafe. I don't know if you can hear the music more or me more. You can also go for glow only. So this is the glow only one, and yeah, it just you can decide a single color here actually. So here I can just decide which color I want to see. That's also nice, but honestly for me the best color theme happens to be the party theme. Okay, party time rather. Mood lamp, you selected theme it's showing here. It looks so good. The audio system is also very nice. Anyways, this UVO feature which is available with this car is available for 3 years complimentary. After that, it's going to be charged. Meanwhile, let's turn off the vehicle. And when you turn on the car every time now, you know what I love about it. So every time you turn on the car, there that system check happens, the Seltos comes, and yeah, it's a really nicely done thing as well. So a lot of attention to detail in this vehicle. But the question is, how is it to drive? Well, let's get going right away. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, revving the motor, revs till 5000 RPM. Good amount of wheel spin on offer, and off we go. Revs till 5000 RPM. That's absolutely amazing how refined this engine is. Really stunning the way this motor actually performs. This is a BS6 compliant engine, which means that the refinement levels are just stellar. I mean, you can barely hear the engine inside. That is how silent it is. It doesn't feel like a diesel in any way whatsoever. But because they had to make a BS6 diesel engine, making two engines makes no sense because they have already 1.4 diesel and 1.6. So they made 1.5, which is down on displacement by 100cc, actually slightly lesser than 100cc because the Creta's 1.6 happens to be a 1582cc, and the power is also down by around 13 PS. The torque is down by 10 Newton meters. The result is that this new engine produces 115 PS of power and 250 Newton meters of torque. Now that 250 Newton meters of torque comes in at 1500 RPM and peaks at 2750 RPM, giving it a nice and wide torque range. And this is a very linear motor. Yes, it offers linear performance, but there's some amount of lag, which if you carefully notice, you will notice it, and especially in the city, you can notice that turbo lag is there. But that turbo lag is fine because it's kind of the silence before the storm, although the silence isn't that much because at around 2000 RPM, you can feel a slight step up in power and performance as well. But for the most part, performance is very linear, very smooth, very refined as well, and red lines at 5000 RPM. Yes, it goes all the way to 5000 RPM, which is a nice thing because the engine feels so nice indeed. Now this motor also has something known as anti-stall technology, which prevents it juddering below 1000 RPM. Yeah, it really works in this car. It works so well that you will not stall the car in first gear even when you hit below 1000 RPM. So that's a great thing. In fact, I dare you, I double dare you, I triple dare you to stall this car. And I said this to myself and I stalled this car disappointingly, having overconfidence on the system, but it works really very nice. No judder, none of that sort. That's how well sorted Kia has made this vehicle. Especially the engine really stands out on this car. It goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 11.2 seconds. It is actually faster than the Hector by almost half a second. There it revs to 5000 RPM. And a lot of wheel spin on offer indeed, because there is good amount of punch on offer. The clutch is on the lighter side, but you know, the travel is on the longer side. You get used to it though. The gearbox is really very smooth shifting, so that is definitely a joy to use as well. In terms of fuel economy, this car will return around 15 kilometers per liter, although ARAI certified one is 20.8 kilometers per liter for this manual. Meanwhile, the automatic is 3 kilometers per liter less at 17.8 kilometers per liter. But it is a frugal car with a 50 liter tank. You have a good tank range as well. So I don't have much to complain about. Actually, I don't have anything to complain about the performance of the car. It is very nice indeed and pulls strongly too. Love the refinement, love the smoothness, love the fact that, you know, it pulls so nicely. In fact, first gear will take you to 50 kilometers per hour, second will take you to 80 kilometers per hour, and third will take you to 120 kilometers per hour. That is how tall geared it is. But you know, the maps are amazing. I can't stop praising the maps. They're so beautifully done, especially, you know, the way the whole system, the graphics, the triple screen. If you're coming to a bridge, it will show you that elevation as well. That's not all. It also tells you if there's a toll which is coming up ahead. It tells you exact kilometers for the same. It shows you in the instrument cluster as well. One of the best navigation systems I have ever witnessed in my life, and I kid you not, I never ever put maps in any car, but in this car, even when I'm getting out of home, I have to do it because I just enjoy this so much. So beautifully done. A lot of research has been done, a lot of effort has been put, great attention to detail. In fact, if you put your phone on charge as well, you can see that on the top as well, the phone is charging. So really beautiful, the map system on this car. I love it to the core and back. Now downshift, no problem there. The pull is is nice. It pulls all the way. 5000 RPM. There it goes. Lovely indeed. Gearbox is so well judged too. But what about the dynamics of the vehicle? How good is it on that front? VGT kicked in, yo. Yeah, it gets a variable geometry turbocharger as well. Lovely, isn't it? Anyways, coming to the chassis of this car, it uses 73% high strength steel. So yes, it is on the rigid side, and the platform is similar to the one on the Kona as well as the Creta. Actually, it's a modified version of the platform. It's a new generation platform, and the wheelbase is 20 mm longer than the Creta, which helps in high speed stability as well. But the suspension is on the stiffer side. There is no two ways about it. It just feels so much more stiffer when you're driving this car, and that stiffness means that on bad roads the ride quality is bad, on good roads the ride quality is good, but at higher speeds the ride quality is great. You know why? For two reasons. Firstly, you're not going to drive the car fast on bad roads, because it doesn't make sense to drive a car fast on bad roads, which means that on good roads, when you drive the car fast, because of the stiff suspension, the car feels so tight down to the road, offers great amount of high speed stability as well, and doesn't feel nervous at all. That is how good the high speed stability is. In fact, because of the stiffness, body roll is very well contained. Yes, there is some amount of body roll on offer, but for the most part, body roll is very well contained, and this car feels very glued to the road as well, which means that Kia has again done a great job in terms of stability, in terms of inspiring confidence when driving fast through the twisties. But make no mistake about it, the steering doesn't have much feel or feedback. It's over assisted, it feels artificial. Yes, I mean, there is some amount of feel as such at higher speeds, but feedback is just lacking. It's not a steering wheel which will put a smile on your face, but definitely it doesn't feel nervous at all. In fact, dare I say it, it is one of the best steerings I have seen from a Korean car maker. Yes, that's right, that includes Hyundai, Kia, Chevrolet, Daewoo as well as SsangYong. Of course, let's not consider the Stinger GT, which has a different league of riding dynamics altogether, rather driving dynamics altogether. This one does feel very confidence inspiring, but doesn't have that soul to push the car hard and fast. In fact, it feels like a sportier Creta in the way it drives, which is not a bad thing at all, because it has none of that floaty feel which the Creta has. Especially high speed stability is splendid in this car. It doesn't feel nervous at all. But that said, the ride quality is on the stiffer side, and especially on bad roads you can feel a lot. Even on expansion joints you can feel the stiffness on offer. Some amount of wheel spin. Yes, this car uses coil springs both at the front as well as the rear. The front suspension obviously happens to be a McPherson strut. At the rear you got a Toizen beam, and the stiff suspension actually somehow works in this car beautifully well, because it has that maturity to the overall ride like a European car. But on bad roads you have to be careful, because inside the cabin it does transmit a lot indeed. I love the brakes also on this car, because it gets all-wheel discs, and braking performance is also very strong. But the ABS is a bit oversensitive, so oversensitive that if you stand on the brakes, the last 5 to 10 meters involves a lot of pulsating and a lot of judder as well. The automatics also get hill start assist along with traction control. Why do you need traction control on an automatic? Anyways, power is dulled by the automatic transmission. You can't really rev the nuts out and dump the clutch in an automatic, which you can do in the manual. So if anything, it is the manual which actually needs traction control, but honestly neither of them need it, because this is a front wheel drive car. There is no problem of traction as such over here at all in any way whatsoever. Now, if you have an issue with the ride quality, because it is on the stiffer side, you can opt for lower variants which come with 16-inch wheels, which means that the tire profile has a bigger sidewall by only 5 actually. So ride quality should be slightly better. Not a day-night difference, but definitely better for sure. And if you have a problem with the steering feel, you can opt for the GT line variants, which also get various driving modes in the automatics, that is, which actually alter the steering feel as well. Again, the difference isn't day and night, but definitely better for sure. That is some wheel spin. Anyways, the Kia Seltos is an absolute number nightmare, if I may say so, because there are 24 variants on offer. Yeah, that's right, 24 variants. There are 2 lines. There's Tech line, there's GT line, and there are 8 trims actually between them as well. So there is the HTE, there's the HTK, HTK Plus, HTX, HTX Plus, which is the one I'm driving right now. There's the GTK, there's a GTX, there's a GTX Plus. That's a lot of variants, and there are 6 powertrain options. three engines. All the automatics are completely different from one another. There's a CVT, there's a torque converter which is for the diesel, and there's a 7-speed DCT for the 1.4 liter turbo petrol. Madness, right? But the madness really starts when you look at the price of the car. The pricing actually starts at 11.55 lakhs for the base variant and goes all the way to 20.83 lakhs for the top of the line variant, which happens to be the diesel automatic GT line, the GTX Plus. Alright, now the price difference between the base and the top happens to be more than rupees 9 lakhs. Stunning, right? There are 13 colors on offer, 8 for the normal single tone color and 5 for the dual tone colors. And those dual tone colors also have the option of either black or orange. Again, that's madness, right? But you know, Kia has done an absolute master stroke here by covering multiple segments with one car by offering so many variants. I don't know how they manage the production or the inventory or the dispatches, but it's an absolute master stroke of catering to multiple segments. So the base or the lower variants actually cater to top-end variants or compete with top-end variants of compact SUVs. Meanwhile, the top-end variants actually compete with bigger size SUVs like the Hector as well as the Harrier and the XUV 500 as well. So that is how it works. Now this particular car which I'm driving right now is priced at rupees 18.45 lakhs. This happens to be the HTX Plus diesel manual, but the diesel manual is not available in GT line trim, which is a bit disappointing because of the additional features on offer in the GT line. There are 9 diesel variants on offer. 3 of them happen to be for the automatic as well. The price difference between the manual and the automatic happens to be rupees 1.2 lakhs, which is a decent amount for the convenience of an automatic gearbox. So as you see, the numbers are absolutely staggering indeed. The number of variants, OMG, how do they even do it? How do they even manage it? Now, certain things which could have been better, of course, you should have had one touch up-down windows for all the windows, because the Germans have been doing it even in entry-level cars like the Polo since a long time, but it's only there for the driver's side window. In terms of safety, they should have definitely given 6 airbags for the manual as well. But you know, they've done these small things to ensure safety, which is that if the handbrake is not up, you cannot pair a phone. You can't even change the mode light colors of the car if the handbrake is not up. That is basically to ensure that you're not driving the car while doing all these things and more. So as you can see, the Kia Seltos is very well engineered. A lot of thought has definitely gone into developing this vehicle, and it shows. The effort shows, the attention to detail also shows, and you know, it's oriented more towards comfort, although comfort, yes, but the ride quality isn't the best around, but it's more of an urban SUV in that sense. For a new brand, Kia has done well to give 3 years unlimited kilometers warranty along with 3 years roadside assistance as well. Now you can increase the warranty to 5 years as well, and there are 265 consumer touch points. So the question is, should you buy a Kia Seltos? First and foremost, let me tell you that the Seltos is massively overhyped, which is actually kudos to the marketing department at Kia Motors, because they managed to create so much hype. Yes, the car is great without a doubt, but when you look at its size, it comes across as overpriced. But when you look at its features, it has the most features at this price point in the segment without a doubt. And in that sense, it comes across as a very value for money pick thanks to all the features it has to offer. The Kia Seltos then has plenty of features to offer, is very easy to drive, and comes with a load of variants. So there's a Seltos for almost every mid-size SUV buyer out there. It is without a doubt one of the best, if not the best, urban SUVs in the market right now. Of course, when the 2020 Hyundai Creta comes, then the competition is going to be definitely much more stiffer. But what really works in its favor is the fact that it's a complete badass by design. The design is what has won most people over, and the marketing has been great as well. So from my side, I definitely give the Kia Seltos a big thumbs up. A very well engineered car, and I love the attention to detail on offer. I love how small things have been taken care of. Yes, certain corners have been cut, but hey, in areas where it really matters, Kia has delivered, and in abundance. So guys, this is my vlog of the Kia Seltos. And just in case you're wondering, the turning radius happens to be 5.3 meters. I don't think I have left out anything to imagination with this vlog. Gone ahead and given you each and every detail. Driven it in the city extensively, on the highways, on the ghats, each and everywhere, even off-road, you name it. This Seltos has gone there with me. And I love the graphics. Just so freaking awesome. How have they thought so much about all this and more? Lovely. What a screen, what a car. Amazing. Just can't wait to see what happens with the 2020 Creta as well as the next car from Kia, the Carnival. If you like this vlog, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up. That's a like button. How do you like the car? Isn't it a badass? Why not? Duster owner's not feeling really happy about the car, but I have to agree that the Duster still has the better ride and handling balance. But this Seltos offers the best of almost everything, a great all-rounder, especially delivering what users actually want. A comfortable and easy to drive car, which is also feature loaded, drives well, efficient, and feels premium as well. Bye-bye. Now it is clearly evident that the Hector is bigger in terms of size and the Seltos is definitely better in terms of features and agility. But you know, Neha still bought that one. Yeah, that one on the right, where people are actually eating food on that car. So it's time to end. If you like this video, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up. That's the like button, and also subscribe to the channel. Meanwhile, let's see what is there on the menu. What are you guys eating?
We are eating idli vada. There's some dhokla for you.
I don't eat dhokla and all, huh? I'm on a diet. New Year resolution. No sugar, no junk food, no fast food, no outside food.
It's not a junk food, come on.